What's up, vinyl community? This is Drop the Needle Records, and I'm coming at you this week with a video that is probably one of my favorites to do. This is my second one, and before I get started, if you would, please like, comment, and subscribe down below. Really helps the channel out. Love doing these videos. Been going at it for almost a year now. Love connecting with the vinyl community. Met some great channels. One of my favorite things that I've done. Wish I would have done it sooner, but let's get right to it. This week I'm doing my favorite video. I did one last year to start my channel out, and that's the vinyl tag of 2024, 2025, whatever it's called. But love doing these. Let me know what your list is to these questions. I'll put the link to the channels down below if you want to do it. But let's get right to it. First question is your best purchase of 2024. Had some honorable mentions. I really love the Smiles album, the cutouts. I got a sealed copy of Vitalogy, OG. They released Before These Crowded Streets for Dave Matthews, hasn't been released. I got Appetite for Destruction. I got an original Ill Communication European pressing. I got a sealed copy of Soundgarden Down on the Upside, but favorite purchase of 2024 is an OG of Nirvana In Utero. It's in the clear. It's In Utero. It's in the clear. My favorite purchase that I made for sure. This album sounds absolutely amazing. I'm so glad I got it. If you ever have a chance to get it, highly recommend it. I know concert buddy Chance has one as well, and he says the same exact thing. 50 years or later, best album from 1974. I only have a couple albums from 1974, I guess. I thought I had more. I had Deep Purple, Machine Head, but I love this album. I got this, and that is The Impressions 3 the Hard Way from the movie. One of my favorite movies. Love the soundtrack for sure. So it's 3 the Hard Way. Number 3 was an album that defines a genre. Had a couple that I wanted to do. I'm going to show 2, but some ones I didn't is Michael McDonald for sure. He defines yacht rock in my opinion. Daft Punk, Discovery, dance, electronic music, definitely, in my opinion, definitely defines that genre, put it on the map. It was popular before then, but they really brought that genre to a whole new level. But for me, first one is Yes. To me, they define progressive rock. And I'm sure people are going to have their own opinion on that. King Crimson, things like that. But for me, Yes, definitely puts progressive rock on the map. The other one is Dr. Dre, The Chronic, put G-Funk on the map for sure. He has put, Snoop Dogg, Eminem. We wouldn't have those artists if it wasn't for Dr. Dre, but Dr. Dre, The Chronic for sure. Best band from your home country. Have 2 I want to show. First one is Metallica. Have a lot of Metallica albums. I did a ranking of my Metallica albums from worst to best. They put definitely metal on the map, hard rock, whatever you want to call it, but Metallica for sure for me. And the other band is Fleetwood Mac. To me, they are amazing. Fleetwood Mac is so good. Next question is an artist you miss dearly. I'm going to do 3 artists that I miss. First one is Kurt Cobain. Who knows what would have happened if he didn't go down the rabbit hole of drugs and all of that. Who knows if we wouldn't even have this type of music if it wasn't for him too, being in drugs and everything else. But definitely miss Kurt Cobain. Next one, in the same vein, Staley. from Alice in Chains. Miss him a lot as well. Again, went down the drug rabbit hole for sure, but definitely miss Ling. And finally, I miss Tom Petty. Oh my gosh, he turned me on to so much music. My brother got me into Tom Petty, and definitely miss Tom Petty for sure. Best live album in your collection. I have several. Probably the best is Alice in Chains Unplugged. If I want to hear my system and how it sounds and all the details of everything, this album is top notch to listen to. It is so good, definitely. And the other one that I like to listen to is my favorite Dave Matthews album. This is Live Tracks Live at Fenway Park. Has some of my favorite Dave songs on here. Just so good. American Baby intro is probably one of my favorite Dave songs, and that's on here. But this is top notch for sure. How it's a live album should sound. Next question is actually a good one. I like this one. Your partner just dumped you. What album are you putting on? First thing that came to mind to me was Air Supply. I'm All Out of Love. I mean, how can you beat that one? Put this on, and you know, if you got dumped, it'll make you even more depressed. So definitely some Air Supply, in my opinion. Best sounding drums on an album. There is just one song that comes to mind for me, but I mean, you got Neil Peart from Rush, but I'm sorry. If you put on When the Levee Breaks and you hear Jason start going on the drums on that song, oh, man, I just turn it up, crank it as loud as I can, and I just jam out. It is so good. And then Jimmy Page comes in on guitar on this, but when you want some drums, that song, When the Levee Breaks, it's top notch for me. I love When the Levee Breaks. Probably one of my favorite Led Zeppelin songs. Favorite artist who is a member of two or more bands. I figured a lot of people are going to show Eric Clapton. I don't know, maybe they show this artist, but I wanted to show Nirvana, Foo Fighters, Dave Grohl. What a great two-band stretch he got. I mean, it's amazing what he's done, and for him to be lead vocals for Foo Fighters and sound as good as they have and stay at it for that long, that doesn't happen very often. Let's see, Beatles or Stones? I like both bands, but for me, probably have to go with the Beatles. You got John Lennon and Paul McCartney, Ringo, George Harrison. But then again, you got the Stones, and they're so good too. So it's hard to say, but for me, the Beatles. You found a bag of weed. What are you going to listen to? Well, first thing that came to mind for me was Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. I'm sure a lot of people are going to put that on there, but this, to me, that's what you'd put on. Maybe Wizard of Oz. And then it says, an album from the 80s you still listen to. There's several. I love 80s music. So my favorite 80s song is Wang Chung, Dance Hall Days. Oh my gosh, I love Dance Hall Days. Not a lot of people know that, but my son does. When I get a song that's stuck in my head, I play it over and over again, and this was one of the first albums that I was on the hunt for. I looked for this album forever. And of course, since then, I've found 3 or 4 of them, but Wang Chung, for sure. Another one, I'm a huge Beastie Boys fan, so Paul's Boutique. Man, the samples that are in here is just amazing. I can listen to this front to back all the time. Let's see, an artist. Let's see. Show a favorite record label. I got 2. Beastie Boys started Grand Royal. they did almost all their albums on here from Check Your Head, and I think they stopped after Hello Nasty, I think. But they also did Luscious Jackson for sure. And the other label is with Jazz Dispensary. I'm trying to remember the label that does it. Don't know if it's on here or not, but I don't think that's the name of the label. But if you haven't heard the Jazz Dispensary albums, I highly recommend them. They're out every record store day, and they do not put out a bad one at all. A run of 3 great singles. Well, in my opinion, you can't go wrong with Thriller, Beat It, Wanna Be Starting Something, Billie Jean. I mean, you can go on and on with this album. That's the easy one in my opinion. But you also have Nirvana. You got Smells Like Teen Spirit, In Bloom, Come As You Are. That one's a good one too. But you also have Boston, More Than a Feeling, Peace of Mind, Long Time. I mean, you can go on. Prince, 1999, Little Red Corvette, Delirious, Back in Black for AC/DC, You Shook Me All Night Long, Hell's Bells. I mean, you can go on and on. Let's see, an RSD purchase that you actually consistently listen to. I've got several. Alice in Chains, Sap, for sure. One I want to say it was this year, but Gandalf, such a great album, for sure. And I waited for this on vinyl forever, and that's Van Halen Live, Right Here, Right Now. Definitely a good one. Let's see. You can be reincarnated as any artist, dead or alive. It's a tough one. Who's it going to be? Let's see. Well, for one, Dave Matthews. I love Dave. Probably my favorite band. But then again, how could you go wrong with Robert Plant, Led Zeppelin? I mean, those two to me stick out to me for sure. Best 3 lines in a song. The ones I wanted to use, I don't have. But then I started thinking about it. You got Neil Young, and you got My, Hey, Hey, Rock and Roll is Here to Stay. I think that is a great 3 lines. For sure. I mean, I'm interested to see what other people put in. And you have, it's better to burn out than to fade away. So those great 3 lines. My, hey, hey, rock and roll is here to stay. It's better to burn out than to fade away. That's really good. An album you never tire of. I mean, look at my collection. I have a lot of albums that I never tire of, but some favorites for sure. What we got? Let's see. Dave Matthews, Tim Reynolds, Live at Luther College. I've listened to that since college, and I listen to it all the time. Led Zeppelin 2, my favorite Led Zeppelin album. You got Beastie Boys, Ill Communication. I can listen to that all the time. Nirvana. I showed a lot of Nirvana albums, I know, but I can listen to that all the time. Pearl Jam. This was actually a great purchase from 2023, 10 OG, sealed. But yeah. Last question, share your favorite VC channel. There's 2 people I have to shout out for this. I started my channel last year, and JC, from the flip side, was the first person who encouraged me to make videos. And without him, I mean, he put me on his channel the next day and told people to check me out. So that meant the world to me. The other one is Concert Buddy Chance. He's been very, very encouraging. To me, it's like we have the same exact musical taste and everything, but he's been so encouraging for me and my channel. Put me on his live stream and had a great time. Steve Carlson's Vinyl Community. And then, of course, what really got me collecting vinyl again was Dylan at Noble Records. What a great guy to be getting this community even more popular than what it was. He puts his heart and soul into it. His record store is amazing. If you ever get to Matthews, North Carolina, the man has just great taste in music. His store is great. But those are my questions answered for Vinyl Tag. Again, been doing it for a year. I mean, again, people that have come on and subscribed and checked out my videos, I really, really appreciate it. Again, if you see this, like, comment, and subscribe down below. To all the people who are in my life, my son, girlfriend, and Stacy and Zachary, I mean, thank you for encouraging me to do this. My family, I mean, they check out my channel too. But again, Vinyl Tag 2024. Till we see each other again, peace.